Hello, everyone, and welcome to Meticulous Talks on November 13th. I am Chris Accords, and tonight I have a guest.
And I'm Pancake.
Good to have you, Pancake.
Yeah. Good to finally catch this.
Absolutely. We've been trying to get you for a number of weeks now. But this is should be either the third last or the fourth last broadcast, depending on how the grand finals go. And I'm kind of trying to get everybody who was in the tournament in to do commentary as possible. I think Smithers is one who's probably not going to be able to make the stream on any day.
Yeah.
But as I said, excellent to have you. You are unfortunately out.
Yeah. I was out as early as you could get it. Taken down by Bugle and then betrayed by my deck against Smithers.
Right. Well, that means you're free to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Watching over Bugle this time.
Well, go Josh.
I see.
There's vengeance to be had against Bugle, I think, from both of us. So, I may have a clear bias one way here.
Fair enough. That is absolutely allowed. This is a rematch of the final from last year's Invitational. Except, well, this time they're meeting in the winners' final. So whoever loses will have a chance to fight their way back in the losers' final, and potentially go again.
Sure.
But yeah, both of these players they've beaten two foes now on their pathway here. In the case of Bugle, it was you and Grandpa's that he beat, and Josh would have won against, I want to say, the Cheese, or was it Ivory?
Yeah.
I can find the bracket here quickly. No, yes, Josh beat Ivory, and then his brother Jacob on this path here.
Great. And both of them have been running very similar deck lists to each other. I think they're
to some extent. Bugle's decks have been something of an off kilter.
Right, Josh and his brother.
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
Bugle decided to go. Here's 4 decks that can beat Farm, and then that has somehow managed to get him to the top. Oh, and Ambassador. 4 decks that can beat Farm, and Mini Bell's big sister.
Someone's clearly not salty at all.
My reputation precedes me, and it is becoming an issue.
Anyway, the first match of tonight's the first game of tonight's match is Adventure. So shall we have a look at the decks?
Yeah.
Do you want to start with Bugle or Josh?
Whichever one's first. Though that looks like Bugle.
All right, Bugle it is. This is we saw. Yes, we did see this in Bugle's match against Grandpa's just last week. His kind of redo of Mini Bell's big sister. This time he's going to be playing it against a Bluna list from Josh. So very much on the control end of things.
Yeah, and that's going to be an interesting matchup because it's like, is Bluna fast enough to outdo Mini Bell? Because that was one of Mini Bell's issues back in the day, was that if you could get if you could get under them before Party of One came out or Fashion Disaster, um, they were a very, very slow deck. And so you could grind out, the few points after that you would need.
Mm-hmm.
And this version has next to no resource removal. Petite Sneeze is it, and that's a painful resource removal.
Yep. Yeah.
So
And I would imagine probably that Bluna, of all sort of styles, probably cares the least about Fashion Disaster because so much of your threats are from hand,
yeah,
and you generally don't want to, like, once you've had to confront the face-off, you aside from providing pink wreck, you don't really care about your friends as much once they're sitting at home.
yeah. I mean, let's and yeah, just quick look at Josh. There's only that he is still running plushie dash, so that's the one thing that does care about friends at home. But no stick from Josh, which would have put Luna in a very, I think, good position against Mini Bell. But without it, this might be a little bit harder because I don't think Josh is going to have the power to cut through the troublemakers. But if Bugle doesn't get the troublemakers, then that'll be a completely different game,
Mm-hmm.
too.
And another thing is that unlike sort of, say, a traditional control deck, Bugle running just the main has some easy to confront problems in his problem deck.
Yeah,
And so there's some volatility there. If he flips into blackmail, great, that's a hard problem for Luna to confront. If he flips into searching high and low or concerning Cutie Mark, that's harder.
yeah. I mean, even Surprise Concert is at 7. It's not pleasant for Josh, but it's not like this horrible thing for him to hit. There's only 4 problems where Josh is really unhappy to see in prospecting and blackmail. But well,
All right, and let's have a look at Josh's deck then as well.
this counter over here. Getting rid of the belly flops and 2 food fights. Perfectly reasonable.
Mm-hmm. No targets there.
No targets, and food fight flips 1 high or 2 higher than belly flop. Trash is going to could be important. Oh, there's a just clowning around. If Josh can just sit on that, I don't know that Bugle will be able to deal with that at all. Yeah,
It being 7, if he still has a surprise concert out, he could theoretically confront it.
confront it. Yeah, yeah. No, but other than that, does Bugle even? Is it even possible? Because Bugle's entry is all it's makeover and singing. Yeah, he doesn't have the +2 power card. Not this time around. So
Uh,
yeah,
oh, you mean join the herd?
join the herd. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, if he's off surprise, then
All we can do is put a troublemaker at jest.
yeah,
Right. So yeah, by the sounds of things, the initiative will lie with our Luna player here.
yeah,
But Bugle's an adaptive guy,
yeah, he is.
so let's see what happens. Uh, Sees. There we go.
And eminently points out, like I said, just clowning around. OP. Confirmed.
Okay, let's get to it.
Gain 2. And pass.
Alrighty. So just looking
Okay,
at
gain
starting
2. I have a
hands.
start of turn trigger.
Yep.
Bugle has no troublemakers, which is not
No
good.
troublemakers.
Well,
2 parties,
go
but no
here.
way to play either
Okay.
of them.
Play a Holiday
Reliving
Spirit.
history
Very
could be
good.
valuable later.
Yes, what
but
a lovely entry card in this matchup.
It's pretty
Oh.
good in this matchup specifically. Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
2
take a
power,
point and back to you.
2 AT, 4 power. That pinky is going to rip things
Draw a card.
apart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Uh,
And there's the jest in his hand, and he is sitting on the
I'll pass it back.
Okay,
entry problem that will let him confront it if
2
need
actions,
be.
no
By
start
which
of
I
But
mean
that will,
you do
Oh, yeah.
get
Oh,
an
3
extra
actions.
action point.
Yes.
yeah.
Still no start of turn or readies.
Bugle does
so I'll
get
draw a
the.
card.
He's pretty much
I think that was
guaranteed
still
the
good enough.
free confront. Luna's not going to stop scoring points to just to
Will-
I mean, you do have the start of turn trigger. It
get
just
behind him.
doesn't do
Yes.
anything.
That's correct. No start of turn, things happen. I'll head to score phase and confront surprise concert.
Okay.
Then
Yeah, and Josh
I
has
will
2 hasty friends as
play
well.
a thing.
Yeah.
Are the big
Okay.
ones, and
Ooh, pretty good.
this will draw him 2
Gets me
cards.
2 draws.
So Bugle has
I'll
done
attempt to confront
nothing,
mine.
and can he stop this? Doesn't look like it.
Got a face off.
Yeah, it doesn't want a cold wave here.
Do I win it? Ah, no cold wave.
No cold wave.
Cold
What,
wave
for 1 point? You kidding me?
would have won
It's a
Bugle to
2-point
face off
swing.
there.
That's not awful.
But
Yeah, but it's 2 AT, but he needs
Okay.
Not ideal.
is something a little bit more than
Done.
just 2
Yep,
AT
back to
to
you.
block 1 point.
Gain 3.
mhm.
Draw your card. Okay.
Yeah. So as I said earlier, concerning key to mark, or
Yeah.
rather that's switching high and low. Yeah, really awful problem to see in this matchup.
Pay 1.
Yeah, you always throw the troublemaker out. Because even if he does double confront, which,
Pay.
could definitely be possible in this
Pay 2.
situation,
Throw.
you'll be able to pull it out for the next turn.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
I wonder
No
if
start of turn triggers.
Throne's text that
3
everyone ignores
actions.
actually will come
Draw
into
a
play
card.
this time.
Nothing in troublemaker phase.
The during
Plus
face
1
I
offs,
will
Yeah, cards cost plus 1 AT.
enter the main phase.
Okay.
the amount of hasty in Josh's deck quite possibly could.
Yeah.
I'll go for an Angel Wings.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. I will confront searching high and low.
Okay.
Okay. And he
I will
transforms a pinky.
Do a transform for nothing into honorary yak.
Oh, okay.
Now
Try to
this
confront
is
tough call.
going to be a
That's
2
okay.
bonus point face off,
That gets me a draw.
which
Got a face off.
much more enticing to
Yes.
Bugle with that cold wave.
Cold
Will
wave.
play it.
Yeah.
All right, you are up by
3.
3.
Yeah. And problems and stuff.
And yeah, he does win it.
Yeah.
Black.
Very
And
nice.
there's blackmail.
I'm
My name
sure
is-
that will stick around and
Trade.
be meaningful against your deck with lots of dilemmas. and
Trading
also
traditions
Discord.
will be an interesting
I
set.
agree. I'll make Luna pink because
Okay.
I can.
I think it's pretty relevant to make her pink, honestly. Because
Could
I
be.
do have some removal cards in my deck.
That's certainly true.
Done?
Yes, back to you.
Gain 4. Draw a card. Yeah. I think we'll go ahead and use it. Okay. Troublemaker
Really?
phase. One cover Squizzard.
Okay.
I guess he needs to be within striking distance at this stage.
Could be. I mean,
Let's
with
see.
that blackmail out, he's not going to be confronting much, and perhaps he's looking and seeing that he doesn't have a whole lot else that he can use his AT for at the moment.
That's true.
Hmm.
He can party of one. But I don't know that you
I think
care
pass the
because
turn back.
All right.
with
4 actions ready.
trading
No start
traditions
of turn triggers. Draw a card.
and the amount of things that matter in
Love to
his
see
deck
it.
about friends at home.
What phase are we in?
I suppose
I am surprised
I'll move into
he
troublemaker
didn't
phase.
play
Okay.
the throne or the castle.
Thinking through numerous
He must
oddities.
Reliving history to get back
1
a cold
for
wave if
TRX Ring of
needed.
Terror.
I
Okay,
guess.
so main
Yeah.
phase, got it.
Oh yes, sorry about that.
Okay. Josh found Discord
2
on his
for
draw,
a Joyous
Yeah.
Pony.
Okay.
I'll take a draw.
Okay.
which is a pretty big help.
Attempt to confront.
You sick?
Would you like to frighten a friend?
I would love to. Back to you.
You have the option.
Oh wow, I do. Did not realize. I will not then.
Okay. If I so generously let you take that back too. Game 4. Let's go ahead and use Thrum.
Okay. It is
Draw cards
impressive,
from.
honestly. Bugle has only played like 3 cards actually,
Yeah.
and he's still like basically level with Luna 6 to 7.
Yeah. Off of 2 thrones, rarity, and the 2 points off of Cold Wave.
We'll put a Trollmaker to Tyrix Reign of Terror.
Okay.
So
And we'll pay 1 for Singing Barrel on my main into.
I see what he's going for.
Yeah,
That's good.
this
No
is
complaints.
for pink. This is going to
I'll
be a
return
party of
Singing
1.
Barrel to my hand.
Try and clear the board. See if.
And
Problem
then
is that
party of 1
a
your
Bluna
Angel Wings.
player's board size
So Angel Wings
counts
is
a
the one
lot
I keep?
less than
Yes.
their
Banished.
Oh yes.
For what little that matters.
hand
And
size
cleaning
does.
up them.
Mhm.
That might
Correct.
be the only interaction.
So
Go ahead.
Okay.
It would matter if you had a Spitfire in play, but
Does mean that
True.
Cozy Glow he just played is
4
probably
actions,
going to
no start of
survive
turn
this turn at least.
triggers. Draw a card.
Well,
maybe not.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if the dilemma goes away.
And
With 7 AT,
he's a lot you can do. And Bugle's defenses are totally down.
yeah.
You have no actions. Okay, this is good enough then.
okay.
Um,
Unfortunate, if true.
It costs 3
I'm wondering
AT. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm wondering if you
Sometimes
don't
you take
just.
a
Discord.
So he's going with that route. My other thought
Okay.
was to clear out.
I mean, it's not like this is exceptional or anything.
Use the other
but-
trot.
Yeah. Okay.
But what he considers most valuable is guaranteeing what
Also banished.
problem he's flipping into.
Right.
Card ever enter your discard pile this game.
Pink.
And in that deck, there are some good problems
That's
to
pretty
get.
good.
Yeah.
Man, what luck. That
You
it's on the
set
top
up
of my deck
that.
there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could have seen that coming.
3 for a Spitfire.
Okay.
Humorously, I will, when she enters play, I will discard a card because I don't need this food fight.
So you will frighten Angel Wings?
Okay. No.
So,
Dang it.
I guess
won't do
Spitfire
that.
is not
I'm sorry,
a
but
may.
that is how that would go down.
That's the second
Man,
time.
all of the new
You
cards
may
specify opposing. I'm so surprised
frighten a
none of
friend,
these do.
and it is not an opponent.
Anyway,
It's
I
coming to
will confront
play.
final
Yeah.
question.
Sure.
But
Who could have
Back
seen
to
this
you.
coming? Okay, done?
no ways.
Game 4, ready. We will not use Throne. Draw a card. Uncover.
All right. So that does take Josh up to 10.
Yep. I hate to say it, but I think that is gonna put a pretty hard seal on this match with the other trot and the Jets clowning around in hand.
Yeah. Bugle doesn't have a whole lot to do in his hand either.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and concede there. I
And he
had
does
a
just
really,
concede.
really awful start, and you had
Yeah.
at least
Nearly
a passable
perfect.
start. Yeah. So yeah, I can't recover from this board state.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Hot Wings is known for consistent.
Wow. That was Luna just can get under some decks, and that's how that deck's gonna do it through. Oh, I die to Desert Road, but other than that, I can just pound away at things.
Mm-hmm. Bugle, I believe, did actually mention during the sort of intermission between them as well, or perhaps it was Josh who brought it up, how given the way the final question works, and it had only just occurred to me as I watched this game, Discord is amazing in Luna decks.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot like Snips and Snails before they changed the first confront rules.
Yeah. And it is a little bit expensive at 3AT, but 3AT for 3 points isn't well. And then you have to confront, of course, afterwards.
Mhm.
But that's really good with Luna, who's got a lot of cheap stuff, and that's a very good build. I feel of Luna because there was so much card draw in there that was also hasty activators, like all those pinkies. Also, with the transform capability, made it a very, very strong tempo.
Absolutely so. So, in a pretty cool about 15 minutes, Josh takes game 1.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with the second game, which is what will be core, because that's how the tournament works. Josh electing to play his Living to Laugh combo, and Bugle electing to play his Applejack control/farm.
Yeah. I really like this Applejack deck. It is kind of an odd one. And of course, he's taking out Monumental Evil because he doesn't care. Josh doesn't care and whatnot. Takes out the Rescue Party. Wonder if it's just too expensive against Josh's deck, which has got a lot of removal in it. More than likely.
Possible. Yeah, Josh playing mono pink and a deck that doesn't really care about confronting
Yeah.
is going to be well, and I guess also playing pinky main and wanting to discard his hand has got all the removal he could ever ask for, basically.
Yeah. Which is, I don't think this orange deck has anything to hit the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Limestone Pies to try and slow things down. I guess Desert Road might buy him a turn, but other than that,
Just Applejack, the Captain Applejack.
yeah.
Yeah, I should mention I wanted to bring this up before the first game. In that first game, both players chose decks that their opponent did not expect them to choose.
Really,
Yeah.
yeah.
And in this game, Josh was again surprised by Bugle's pick.
Bugle's other deck was the purple yellow.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a little bit of, I don't know. Problem is this orange deck is so new to the scene, and it's obviously done decently okay,
Mm-hmm.
but the combo decks, the pinky combo decks, are just very, very strong as well. So, and I guess there is Heat Wave to interact, but even with all the turning off of abilities and whatnot, you can still just spend your AT to start drawing through and through events and
yeah. It over the course of this tournament, it has seemed pretty solidly the case that these Living to Laugh decks can win pretty consistently before a deck that's not super aggressive will be able to take the game out.
Yeah.
The Gabby version that Grandpa's and Ivory run. Is it Ivory or is it Cheese? Either way, the two Sim guys run can be much faster out the gate. But this version that Josh and Jacob ran has been fairly consistent in its pace.
Right. They have the mysterious disappearance to get rid of the desert road, but is Pinky Sense the only way to play that? They don't have any color entry. So yeah,
Yes.
mysterious disappearance is there solely to flip. Interesting. And then I will have to say, we do thank Josh for not putting us through a control versus control match in the last one. And now we have a slow farm versus combo. Yeah, I've just said those words, and I don't have great faith in Bugle's deck when you're going up against combo.
Yeah, it's and Bugle did to some extent allude to this that he felt that his Thorax deck had virtually zero chance against the combo deck, and he assumed that this one, albeit disfavored, had at least some of a shot at it.
Surprised he thought the Thorax one had little chance, because that has tokens which can't be hit and has a little bit more speed, I thought, than this one did. But maybe I was wrong.
I say he did admit that he's been busy and hadn't been able to test things out.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
fair. I did switch the slide over to Josh's deck.
Here, take out some Nambia's blindfold. No real surprise there. What is that friend he took out? Is that the Dismiss by Griffins?
Garner is the one that reveals cards off the top of your deck. Equals a number of Griffins, and you get to keep one if you want to.
Yeah. So probably just a little bit more expensive cycling, and then cleared out a Chrysalis. So normally this deck clears out Somnambula and Mysterious Disappearance, and then he was just finding things to remove, would be my guess.
Could be.
After that. But what is... Yeah, so the problem deck is kind of interesting here, because it's just AT Gen, card draw, real real white control, so he doesn't care about, because he of course doesn't care about scoring points. Real high bonus and whatnot. So I guess on Discord you're just gonna try and keep flipping into your two starting problems, so that you always have a form of AT gen once per turn.
Yeah. This is definitely a deck that wants to have Party Science out whenever possible.
Yeah.
And Discord gives you the ability to do that. He's also going to be super useful against Bugle in this particular context, with Bugle trying to land epics, as problem replacement pretty much always is.
Yeah. And it looks like Josh really showing how strong Discord is going to be at this moment. So, in both aggro and combo. That's fascinating. Wow. Will we get this on the road?
Sure. Let's go.
I'm going to mulligan.
All right. So this time we are seeing the moles. Bugle this time. Oh. Again, that hand's not amazing. It is missing a Applejack or a backdraft, so he has no easy flip.
Right. 2 actions.
Or a troublemaker
Draw.
to go start
Doesn't get
counting
much
up
better
points
than
that way.
I will play my
Because you
top
want
deck.
an early
pretty solid
triad so you can get.
very solid.
Too early to matter, but yeah, not complaining. 1 for a cheese at home.
Okay.
And back to you.
And meanwhile,
This is good.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. Meanwhile, Josh plays solitaire.
Pass turn.
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of hard to argue.
This,
Does not affect the resource.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Sadly. Boy, wouldn't that be great?
That would be
Josh,
busted. But
well,
the
yeah,
card is
as soon as
typically
he
busted.
flips
Okay,
Pinky, he
now
is
I'll
going to
draw.
want to exhaust her, which means Under the Weather will come into play eventually, if he doesn't replace it with Discord first.
1 to play the Gilda at home.
Ooh, very nice.
No, Discord currently in hand, but that is 3 AT.
I'll pass to you.
Okay.
Save 1 AT every couple of turns or so.
Right. Oh, there it is. Applejack for Bugle.
Good draw off the top. That gives Bugle a fighting chance at least.
We'll exhaust
And the troublemaker to at least score a few points.
There's a Storm King, which is a little bit harder to use.
Move AJ.
Okay. Move Applejack, confront.
Yeah, I am surprised he.
Play troublemaker.
Oh, okay. I guess hitting Pinky it does.
Okay, yep, I don't stop you.
Front for 1, go ahead.
Just before my turn starts, I will go ahead and toss a Holiday Spirit to the Pinky Sense.
Hitting Pinky just will drain 1 AT out.
Okay.
Right.
Because you can't keep it locked down with
2 actions
Applejack.
ready. I could ready my main.
Yes.
Looks like he's deciding that now.
If Josh does flip, he won't be able to. If he flips and doesn't ready, it looks like he's not readying her, then he's not able to exhaust her to a boosted ability.
Which I think that was the most reasonable choice at this point.
Yeah, call it good. 1 for Discord.
Okay. No response.
Ooh.
Unfortunate. Had to try.
Yep, for sure. I mean, this is the best way to advance your board state right now. 1 to pop him.
And yeah, that is going to hurt. Because that is a Storm King.
Yep.
Okay. Irrelevant problem.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, irrelevant text, rather. the rest of it could be relevant.
The only thing
2
relevant about
bonus
that
points can
problem
matter.
is
I'm going to use
actually
Pinky Sense to discard
going to
another
be
Holiday
how
Spirit.
much it takes Bugle to
Pay
confront
1 to
it.
flip.
Mm-hmm. That one is 2 plus 6, I think.
Back to you.
Yeah,
Okay. Gain
very
2.
strong problem,
Draw a
but
card.
not exactly
A Storm King.
relevant.
Oof.
Very unfortunate.
Heatwave. That's step 1 for finding an answer to some of what Josh could do.
Let's think about this for a moment.
It is interesting to note that Josh has not found any card draw at this stage.
Okay.
Well, he has an I know this one in his hand.
I will pass.
Right. Which is,
Okay.
at this stage, just card cycling, right? Or does he have...
Readies.
No, he's got
Draw a
8.
card.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So.
But right, it's the Gabby that's the big one.
Yeah.
He's looking for.
I'll head to the main phase.
Or smashing.
1
Yeah.
for I know this
Right.
one.
Yes.
Okay.
Pinky will be. We expect Pinky to be good in this
2, and
matchup
you can
I will
follow
decline.
if you like.
because
Okay.
Bugle's hand's probably
Then
going to be
I'll
pretty
get the
full.
Unity draw.
Okay. Living to
There's
Laugh, Cheese,
Living
and
to Laugh.
Chrysalis.
I think he threw out Living to Laugh just to get the card draw going off it.
Yeah, he hasn't played any Pink Friends this turn, so she costs 2.
Yep.
Or wait, sorry, no. It's
That is good enough for me. I'll spend
Yeah.
2
Ooh.
for a Living to Laugh at Home.
Okay.
And
Unity
the train
matters to you a
begins.
bit.
mhm.
Pulling an honest pony seems excessive, though. I will just go ahead and pass back to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Gain
Oh,
2.
it's
Thinking about getting rid of Honest Pony.
Let's see here.
I don't think Honest Pony is going to be doing much the rest of this game.
right. I mean, yeah, as Josh pointed out, Bugle does have Grandpair in his deck, so his Orange Unity is something.
Yeah.
For Grubber. We'll exhaust. Sure, we'll exhaust Cheese Sandwich. Actually, yeah, Cheese Sandwich.
Okay.
This will mark who is locked down by AJs. That is not optional.
Yeah.
I am actually not acquainted with that cheese
Proceed
sandwich.
to-
What does it do?
So
End
he
turn,
is
since I don't need to
2
say
power,
score phase anymore.
and he says while he is with a Pinkie Pie, he has plus 2
let me
power
just
and
see if I
eccentric
wanna
2.
use Pinky Sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So in this deck, you almost invariably play
I
him
don't
to
think
home
so.
for
So,
the 4 Unity.
Yeah.
all right. 2 actions, no readies, draw a card.
Okay.
Okay. Griselda is not great here, actually. You can only get rid of Applejack because it's the number of Griffins you have in play.
Yeah.
In the chat, Grandpa's is questioning your audio quality, Pancake.
Upon drawing a card,
Mine
yeah.
is
I
it.
draw an additional card.
Correct.
I don't know, you sound fine to me. Or at least no different than you usually do.
Okay.
Let's
I will
see what I can do. Might have been
Pinky
just an all
Sense,
relaxed
put
position
this on top of my deck.
that I was sitting
Proceed to
in.
score phase.
I have a reaction.
Sounds good.
We will.
I am
exhaust
an
me
old
and turn
fart.
off
This
Gilda.
is normally my
Very
sleeping
nice.
time.
Okay. Apparently sounds better now.
Okay.
Anyway, while you were gone, Bugle did play that Heat Wave by exhausting Pinky and turning off Gilda. Is, I think, taking away basically all of... I guess Griselda will still cost 2. If
Okay, back to you then.
Josh wants to play it.
Okay.
That's the problem.
What?
I mean, at that point, you just let it be, I would say.
Draw a card. No, I will
save the AT, because with being able to pay to draw,
Let's
it's not like
exhaust Gilda.
he's losing
might as well.
anything.
No. I mean, gives my main more power. Draw card for turn.
All right.
Yep.
So Bugle has a
Challenge Storm
yeah,
King.
reasonable shot.
Okay.
4 on 6.
So when you enter
Yeah.
the troublemaker phase, I'm gonna do. I know this
Okay.
one
Sure. You'll draw.
because yeah, I might as well have waited.
Uh-huh. I will decline.
Okay. I will get the living to life trigger
Mhm.
and the unity trigger.
Yes.
Okay.
And so there's that
Challenge
old trick.
or flips rather.
Yep.
So there's Cluj Town for Josh. One of his. Oh,
Oh.
You'll banish Pinky Sense.
Oh,
That's
ouch.
a bummer.
that
Pay
happens.
Yep.
1 for
Part of the
dramatic
problem of running
influence.
Mysterious Disappearance. It is not a May.
I'm currently up by 1.
So if you're the only one with resources.
That's fine. No response from me.
Okay.
And it looks like Bugle gets it.
Yeah.
Gain 2.
And unfortunately, he doesn't have any other epics in his hand.
Let's see here.
And he probably needs to move AJ up for the 2.
2, 3. Could score another point this turn.
What are the other points?
Yeah, scoring points is pretty important for him.
The question is
I think it's
so
worth VAT.
Applejack is strong enough right
Even
now
though Grubber is definitely going to
to
short
confront the
distance.
other problem on her own at 7. So do you
This
just
doesn't
move
seem
her
like
up
the
there and get the point there and have the power divided so you got some easier plays later? But the problem is that
left in deck. Okay.
4 power is not a nice number
Hmm.
for Bugle.
Yeah.
Go
So it might be
Okay.
better just to throw Applejack up at
3
the.
actions. 2 of
Oh,
these
he
cards
did not.
ready.
Yeah, he just did nothing.
Draw a card. Upon
What is-
doing that, draw another card.
Yep.
Is that so? Okay, you have to
Okay,
assume
well,
that
I have a
Grubber
lot
is
of
going
cards
to
in my
go
hand.
away this turn. Josh has got a huge hand.
Not a
Grubber's
ton of
worth getting rid
actions.
of. He's going to discard 3 cards to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Bugle is planning on playing Applejack next turn? Captain Applejack, that is?
Applejack? I mean, it would have to be. I mean, and that would
Play a Pinky Sense.
Oh,
help
it's back.
It's back.
get rid of some of the board,
It's almost like you've drawn almost half your deck.
Yeah. It is
but I
eerily
don't see that
similar
being
to
more
that.
valuable than a point.
Mm-hmm.
Not against this deck, not against the deck that you have to race. And the value you would have gotten off it is probably a Griffin AT. Unless he played more to the field.
I will head to
And
my
you want to play those
phase.
Catejacks
Go for
later
it.
to make him sweat AT.
I will exhaust Pinky.
or-
Discard 3 random cards. I'm just going to shuffle and deal from the top.
Fine, mine.
Sweat the 15 Unity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. All right. That's a bummer.
Pretty decent hits.
I'm pretty okay with this.
Yeah.
Actually, really good hits, honestly. The Discord's bad, but the other ones
And,
were
yep, back to
fantastic
you.
to
Okay.
lose.
Gain 3.
Right.
Draw a card for turn.
Yeah, Grandpa's brings up that Bugle may be on the game plan of
Pass turn.
attempting to deny 15 Unity, like the
3
possibility
actions,
for 15
ready.
Unity from Josh.
Draw a card.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, is that
Upon doing
if
so,
you would
draw
do
another
that, you would
card.
Yep.
think you would move Applejack up. But I guess if that's your only plan,
Okay.
and you're not trying to
go to
race
main
at that
phase.
point,
I'll pay
then
0 for a Gabby.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Prism makes another good point about parachutes.
There are indeed 2 of them active right now.
Yeah.
Now Bugle did pass again, allowing.
I will
Well, Josh is going to play out
use
his.
Pinky Sense. Put this
Yes.
on top of my deck.
Okay.
Josh's plan is, he puts Yak in his deck. He's going to
I will
discard
head
his
to
whole
score
hand.
phase.
Random discard 6.
Randomly discard 6 cards.
He'll draw 4, of which one of them will be a honorary yak, and he'll draw a whole bunch more.
Ah, dang, you don't have a
Yep.
6 power or a 6 cost friend. That's okay.
I sided them all out. Sorry. I knew that this
Hell.
line of play was likely to
was
happen.
incredibly likely.
Well,
I'll proceed to my
that
end of
is
turn.
another thing. Is now
Okay.
he is
Draw 4.
locked
Phew,
in
it would have been a bummer
on.
if you heat waved me right then.
No,
Okay.
not that particular time.
Well,
Back to you.
I was gonna say he's locked in on the last living to laugh
Card for
in the
turn.
deck, but not necessarily because Bugle
Would like
doesn't
to
actually
do a
have a way
thing
to
as soon as
permanently
you
get
allow
rid of
me.
one.
Go for it.
So
Katajack being the way it is,
For an honorary yak.
if he wants to save living to laugh,
I
he
will
can,
draw up to
Yep.
9,
even if he has
And
no
I think-
parachutes.
6 cards,
Yep.
and then that's my first
Yeah.
draw this turn, so I'll get 1 more.
Correct.
and I think you do every time.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
well, unless you do have
I'll
Unity
proceed to main
issues.
phase.
That's
Yep.
true. So I did just check in game. Josh is now down to 13 cards in deck.
It's easier to do it like this. Pay 5.
Okay.
But yes,
Jack.
13 cards is about the
Okay.
stage where you go, I win this turn or I don't win.
Fair. Well, I'll choose Pinky Sense.
So if you do, as we know, have 2
well,
parachutes,
yes. I don't really know how the order is
you
working
get
here,
to
but
keep
I'm
3
certainly going to
things.
use
Sure.
at
Yeah.
least one
Well,
parachute.
Which I guess
Feel free
is
to just select 2
Living
friends,
to
then, I
Laugh,
guess.
Gabby, and Gilda.
Yeah.
I guess you have another
I have
Gabby in
another
hand, so
parachute,
you
which
hold
I
on
may
to cheese.
use. If
Yeah.
worse comes to worse.
Okay.
I honestly think it's Living Cheese. Is it Gabby? Might not be Gabby because he's got another Gabby in hand, so you just want to keep the AT generation going with the Griffin. So
You don't make things leave play. Yeah, I think it's probably fine.
yeah, I think it's
I'll go for the second parachute as well.
Living
Okay.
Cheese Gilda, but
Okay. Josh is going to use both of his parachutes.
So you're keeping 3.
Yes. I'll do Living to Laugh, Gabby, and Gilda.
Oh, gets rid of
Okay.
cheese.
Fair enough, I
Interesting.
suppose.
So that takes him down to 3,
From
7,
there, I'll pass
9 pink in play.
Okay.
no, just 9 pink.
Yeah.
Reactions, readies, draw a card and then another.
He needs 6. And he needs to draw. I don't think he can draw enough cards to win this turn.
He's got 9 AT, and he's got what's he got here?
Play a Gilda for free.
Oh, okay. Are we going to see the fabled random discard 11?
Yeah, most of his draw right now is at that low end
Maybe.
hand size draw.
Right.
Okay.
I guess
That
he
won't
has.
be
I know
that
this one.
wasteful.
Yeah, but that's only
2 for
4.
a cheese sandwich.
Okay.
Okay. Cheese and Gilda is 6 power.
Score phase.
So he is at Unity
Okay.
15.
I'll discard
Yep.
5. That seems like it'll probably be worth it.
Okay.
Discards 5 to get rid of Katajack.
I shouldn't discard my whole hand. Oof.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
The yak hurts a
Guess
little
with
bit, but outside
The
of
one
that,
friend I have in
dang.
play.
That is a good guess.
So if you're Bugle, you have to play Katajack again,
Okay,
right?
back to you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's
Draw a
no.
card for turn. Do you have things?
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
I do not.
No.
Okay.
Does he
Discarded
got a
nothing.
heat wave in hand?
Oh, let's
He
see
does
here.
not.
Because otherwise, you could go
Yeah, I
road
suppose you did, didn't you?
Yep.
heat wave
Okay.
and then Katajack on your turn, but
He does actually have the rec for Desert Road.
Unfortunately, the correct call here.
Tricky. Just because
is,
Pinky's exhausted, he has
Yep.
4 orange.
Discord Storm King
But-
pass.
Bugle passes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I will
That deck size is looking awfully
go
thin.
ahead and play Griselda at the end of your turn, just because she's free.
Oh! Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
I just realized something. That's all.
Gotcha. Then I will pay. This is still end of
I
your turn.
wonder
I'm
if
going to pay
he,
one
what
for
it was,
I know
he
this one.
realized maybe the talented ability,
I'll
Hmm.
do 2
what could have done
draws,
something there.
I'll decline.
and then I have 2 triggers that give me an extra draw.
Yes.
Right.
No, it doesn't have an orange.
Okay.
But yeah, Josh is starting his
Now
turn
it
with
goes to my
7 cards
turn.
in deck.
3 actions.
This
Ready.
looks pretty
Draw a card. So then I draw
pretty
another card.
textbook.
5.
And he's got 15 Unity in play. Yeah, as Josh points out, with all the AT that he has, Josh is going to want to play around Heatwave.
Yeah.
But good enough, I guess. We'll see.
Mhm.
So I'll do a stolen talent for 3.
Okay.
Which, yes, if he creates a second Living to Laugh, then he's immune to. Wait, he's immune to 1 Heatwave.
Yeah.
To get a new Living to Laugh.
Mhm.
All right, let me count Unity. Probably should have done that first.
Yeah, that
7,
living to laugh
11,
is still in the.
15. Okay.
Yep.
That's what you like to see.
Mhm.
I will pay 1 to draw.
I mean,
Okay.
you'd want to
Should I
start
use Pinky Sense
on the
or
heat
should-
waves, though, I would think,
I
if
will
you
pay
were
1 to draw.
Bugle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 1 to draw.
Okay.
Pay 1 to draw.
Yep.
And
Pay 1 to draw.
Go for it.
that is game.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect score.
It wound up being irrelevant, but what I realized was I did have the 4 rec to play the Desert Road in my hand because your Bane was exhausted.
Oh, yeah, that's what he was.
Oh, interesting.
Missed. Well, a couple of quick, fast games.
That would be nice.
Combo shows that combo does what it does.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for better or worse, the name Josh Stueck has not been synonymous with good content in the Invitational so far.
I mean, yeah, that can be a shame. And part of it is adventure. We're still learning, what like any kind of matchups. People have a vague idea of what's good, but there's no real way to know how the format's going to shake out quite yet,
Mhm.
especially with purple orange being so dominant. Like there are several changes that decks need to make for that. But Josh's deck looks like it was built for that already.
Yeah.
And
And for all the shade I throw with that comment, he's doing what participants are supposed to do.
Yes.
He brought good decks and he's playing well and he's in the grand finals.
At least this time, his decks were not that entertaining because they were quick, fast wins. Right? They were like, well, my deck does what it does. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
No need to drag this out for 18 hours as we get bored of gaining AT and passing the turn and then gaining more AT as to exhaust things and then wiping the board. So,
speaking of, let's have a look at the updated bracket. I guess you can't see this, Pancake. But with that win, Josh is in the grand finals. Bugle drops down to the losers finals. If you saw over on YouTube this week, we had our match between Grandpa's and Cheese, which Grandpa's won. So he is now He's now next going to play against Smithers for the right to face Bugle in the losers final.
that should be that. That match has already happened.
It
so
has already happened once. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
winner's bracket match remains the longest of the tournament so far.
That was the freaking. Well, here's my ruling on end of time, because something has to do something.
Yep. So we, well, at least this time it's going to be on YouTube. So if it is, if it does go long, you can just speed the video up.
Yeah.
But yeah, to some extent, both players, as Grandpa's kind of points out in the chat, both players looking for redemption to some extent there. Smithers obviously lost the first time. Grandpa's perhaps made a couple of mistakes in his first match. Yeah, and then next week it will be Bugle versus the winner of that to see who will be our second grand finalist.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see if Bugle, I think, does have a good shot. I think his decks are well positioned against Grandpa's, maybe Smithers. But if he does run back against Josh, I don't think he's got much of a shot at that. But we will see.
Yeah, it could be. I think. Well, yeah, certainly if they play out. Yeah, I would say in core, Bugle definitely doesn't have a lot of good options against Josh's Living to Laugh deck.
Yeah.
And in adventure, things are a little bit more
Up
interesting.
in the air. Yeah, but in adventure, it's going to be Bugle trying to match his aggro deck versus Josh's aggro deck, or his control deck against Josh's control deck.
Mm-hmm. But yes, this is all speculation. Bugle.
We still have
Yeah.
Smithers and Pause to get to.
Correct, and that'll be up on YouTube this Tuesday. That is our normal upload date for the lower bracket. I should go get the. No, not that channel. The YouTube link for anyone interested.
Also saying Bugle is 100% forced into his adventure pick.
In the matchup against GP, he means.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, over there on YouTube, you'll find all the past content of this year's Invitational, both on the winners bracket and the losers bracket side, as well as a lot of other previous Meticulous Talks content for those interested.
Shill more.
Well, if there's anything you want to shill for, you're the guest. Your chance to do it.
Go and watch Meticulous Talks content. One day they will be the most famous My Little Pony card game channel in existence.
To be fair, small field. Lofty goal though. It's gonna take it one stream at a time. Anyway,
Well,
thank you very much for being with me, Pancake.
Yep, not a problem. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for hosting the tournament, and I look forward to seeing how this all goes.
Absolutely, and we'll be glad to have you back next week, probably in the audience, but maybe in the commentary box. We'll see. Otherwise, thank you all very much for showing up and being in the chat with us. More coming next week. Till then, I have been Cursor Chords.
I've been Pancake.
And we'll see you next week.